How you doing? It's Sandesh here, and I'm reading from an article. I'm sure you probably might know about this, but Suda51. I'm sure you did an interview. Anyway, the article is called Suda51 says people care too much about Metacritic scores nowadays. To be honest, I actually kind of agree with him about this, but I'm going to get into the article now. Shadows of the Damned creator and Goichi Suda. I think I'm pronouncing his first name right. If I got it wrong, I apologise. AKA Suda51 has revealed during an interview with GameIndustry.biz that he feels people are too hung up on Metacritic scores as of late, suggesting it negatively impacts originality. Everybody pays too much attention to and cares too much about Metacritic scores. It's gotten to the point where there's almost a set formula. If you want to get a high Metacritic score, this is how you make the game. If you got a game that doesn't fit into that formula, that marketability scope, it loses points on Metacritic. The bigger companies might not want to deal with that kind of thing. They might not. They might not be the reason, but that's certainly one reason why everyone cares too much about the numbers. Personally, I don't care too much about the Metacritic numbers. I'm not really conscious of them. What's more important to us is putting the games out that we want to put out and having people playing the games we want them to be able to play. Shinji Mikami was also joined by Soda-san doing the interview, noting that unique games lack the same marketability as those that need to appeal to a broader audience. Soda and Mikami both worked together on Shadows of the Damned back in 2011, with the game set to receive a remaster this October in the form of Shadows of the Damned Hella Remastered. To be honest, I actually think he's got a really good point, because the thing is, it's not just you also see YouTubers that make a big deal of the fact that games that get such a high Metacritic score, they must be so good then, because the thing is, I bet you there's a lot of indie games that are probably good, but then they'll probably get ignored because of the fact that they probably didn't get the adequate high Metacritic score. I could be wrong about it, but the thing is, I'm glad that back in the once upon a time. I don't mean during the Atari days. I mean like the 32-bit generation around then, and probably the 6th generation, where having a really good Metacritic score wasn't the purpose, the sole purpose of game publishers and game developers, I guess you can say. It was more so the fact that is our game good? Is our game fun? Because they cared more about that. Because in my opinion, honestly, those are the two things. As far as those two things are way more important than having a high Metacritic score, because I hate the fact that everyone makes a big deal about a high Metacritic score. It's like, well, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Let's say there's an online a multiplayer game that has a high Metacritic score, but then the player count drops pretty quickly, and then what the hell are you going to do with that high Metacritic score? I mean, a high Metacritic score, excuse me, doesn't really mean anything when you really think about it. So I honestly think he really touched upon a really good point that no one wants to talk about, and I'm glad that he had the balls to even talk about it. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and let me know if you think he's right, if he's got a point, because I think that because there are YouTubers out there that make it such a big deal of like, wow, this game got a high Metacritic score. It's like, okay, but is it a fun game? I mean, there's probably fun games out there, and they got a low Metacritic score. Like I said before, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.